Mansory has stepped into Web3 with their own token, MNSRY. These guys take things to the extreme, customizing high-end brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley, Bugatti, even Rolls-Royce. Their builds are flashy, bold, and made for people who want their cars to be as loud as their lifestyle. Right after the launch, MNSRY pumped hard. It hit an all-time high of just under 8 cents. If you're betting on price growth, some analysts expect it to climb back to $0.06 to $0.07 by next year. That's nearly 40 to 50% upside. Basically, it gives fans, collectors, and clients more ways to interact with the brand and get rewarded for loyalty. The whole thing kicked off in March 2025. So this year, couple of months ago. That's when Mansory officially dropped their token. MNSRY is built on the Solana blockchain. That means fast transactions and super low fees. If you hold the token, you can get access to events, car shows, or private parties hosted by Mansory. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something a little different, but definitely exciting. If you've ever heard the name Mansory, then you already know we're talking high-end, ultra-luxury cars. And here's the part that makes me so happy. Mansory has stepped into Web3 with their own token, MNSRY. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Why would a luxury car brand launch a crypto token? Well, that's exactly what we're here to break down, you guys. I will be talking about the token itself, what it actually does, how it's performing in the market, and whether it's worth paying attention to or even investing in. Right now, MNSRY is trading at around 3.3 cents with a market cap of roughly $30 million. And over 900 million tokens already in circulation. But what does all that really mean? Is this just another flashy altcoin, or is there real value behind it? Let's unpack everything there is to know about MNSRY, from tokenomics and staking rewards to price predictions, brand integration, and of course, the risks. Let's start by diving a little deeper into what MNSRY is and why it exists in the first place. First off, who is Mansory? If you're into luxury cars, you probably already know, but just to catch everyone up, Mansory is a German luxury car customization brand founded back in 1989. And we're not talking about just adding tinted windows or a body kit. These guys take things to the extreme, customizing high-end brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley, Bugatti, even Rolls-Royce. Their builds are flashy, bold, and made for people who want their cars to be as loud as their lifestyle. So why would a company like that launch a crypto token? Well, MNSRY isn't some meme coin. Mansory is using it as a part of their push into Web3, adding a digital layer to their already exclusive brand. Basically, it gives fans, collectors, and clients more ways to interact with the brand and get rewarded for loyalty. Let's break down the main uses and benefits of MNSRY. First off, if you hold the token, you can get access to events, car shows, or private parties hosted by Mansory. Think red carpets, champagne, private reveals, stuff only insiders usually get into. Secondly, holding MNSRY can get you discounts on Mansory merchandise and maybe even on actual car customizations. For people spending 6 figures on a car, those discounts might matter. You can also get early access to limited drops, special collaborations, and premium content that others don't see. It's kind of like a luxury subscription, but you're holding tokens instead of paying monthly. Moreover, the project plans to let token holders vote on future decisions. That could be new design drops, brand partnerships, or even where the next event is hosted. It adds a bit of power to the fans. And there are a bunch of loyalty rewards you'll get from holding the tokens over time. Kind of like frequent flyer miles, but way cooler and more luxurious. Finally, for the crypto heads, there is staking. If you're holding at least 1,000 MNSRY tokens, you can stake them and earn around 5% to 12% APY. That's a pretty decent return, especially when you factor in the extra perks. So not only are you getting potential price gains, but you're earning passive rewards too. Another cool point is that MNSRY is built on the Solana blockchain. That means fast transactions and super low fees. And let me tell you, it's not stuck there. They've also created bridges to BNB Smart Chain and other Ethereum-compatible networks. So whether you're using a Solana wallet or something like MetaMask, you are covered. But now the big question is, how is this all structured behind the scenes? Who owns what? Where are all the tokens going? First things first, the total supply is 1 billion tokens. That's the full amount that will ever exist. Out of that, around 900 million are already in circulation. So yeah, most of the supply is already out there, which is actually a good thing. It means there is not some huge chunk waiting to be dumped later. Now, let's break down how those tokens are split. 40% went to the public. That's people like you and me who bought it or traded for it. 20% is reserved for the team. But here's the key. It's vested. That means the team can't just dump it all at once. It's locked and released slowly over time. 15% goes towards staking rewards. So that's where your APY comes from if you're staking. 10% is for marketing and partnerships to help promote the project and grow the ecosystem. Another 10% is for the ecosystem development, which usually means future tools, integrations, maybe even NFTs or marketplace features. And the final 5% goes to the advisors who are helping guide the project. This kind of breakdown is pretty healthy. The public gets the biggest piece, the team can't dump overnight, and a decent chunk is going toward rewards and future growth. It shows they're at least thinking long term. Also, the fact that they've already put most of the supply into circulation tells us the project isn't holding back some secret whale wallet ready to crash the price. So overall, the tokenomics seem balanced, which is great and already better than 90% of tokens out there. And now, let's just rewind a bit and talk about how MNSRY actually started and what's been going on with the price ever since. The whole thing kicked off in March 2025. So this year, couple of months ago, that's when Mansory officially dropped their token. It wasn't your typical ICO or private pre-sale. They went with a fair launch approach, meaning no insider deals, no VC funds snatching up big bags before the public. It launched right into the open market. The vibe was pretty strong at the start. Everyone was curious. I mean, a crypto token tied to a brand like Mansory, that gets attention. Now, right after the launch, MNSRY pumped hard. It hit an all-time high of just under 8 cents. That was in April. Barely a few weeks into its life, and it already felt like it was on fire, you guys. People were excited, social media was buzzing, there were talks of staking, brand access, perks, even rumors about some exclusive collabs. Everything felt bullish, but yeah, you probably saw this coming, that this did not last long. As with most hyped launches, early investors saw that green and started locking in profits. Price dipped, then dipped more. And just like that, the token crashed more than 50% from its peak. And this is the part that you guys need to understand, that early investors, they cash out and then the token dips. The hype train had officially slowed down. And to be fair, that's pretty normal in crypto. What goes up fast usually comes down just as fast. Then came late spring, volume cooled off, and hype started fading, and MNSRY entered what you'd call the wait and see phase. So let's recap. Early this year, MNSRY saw a big price jump at one point. It surged over 200%, but like many new tokens, it cooled off. In July, the price dropped about 25%, sitting now around $0.033. That's not unusual in crypto, especially when the whole market slows down. So is it a good investment? It depends on your goals. If you're after passive income, MNSRY offers staking rewards between 5 to 12% APY. That means if you lock up at least 1,000 tokens, you can earn more just for holding. It's a way to grow your position while supporting the ecosystem. Just know your tokens are locked for a while. You can't sell during that period. If you're betting on price growth, some analysts expect it to climb back to $0.06 to $0.07 by next year. That's nearly 40 to 50% upside. But short term, it could still dip close to $0.026 to $0.030 before bouncing back. That's why some people average in, buy a little now and more if the price drops. And here's what's driving MNSRY's potential. Staking incentives keep supply off the market. Real-world brand connection. Mansory is a luxury car icon, not just a crypto startup. New exchange listings like BingeX are bringing in fresh liquidity. Here's what to watch out for. Locked staking periods. If the market dips while you're locked in, you can't sell. And it's tied to Solana and BNB chains. If they go down, MNSRY might follow. And it's a niche token. Luxury and Web3 is exciting, but may not attract huge crowds unless major perks are added. So I have some strategy tips. If you want yield, stake part of your tokens and earn passively. If you want flexibility, keep some tokens liquid to buy dips or exit quickly. Always set a stop loss, maybe around $0.026 to avoid big losses. Bottom line is that MNSRY is not dead by any means, but it's in a consolidation phase. If you believe in luxury meets Web3, and can handle some risks, it could be worth watching or slowly building a position. Just do it smart and don't go all in on hype. Guys, we've reached the end. This is the full breakdown of the MNSRY token. We've seen it go from a hyped luxury launch to a wild rally to a pretty rough correction, and now it's hanging in a zone where it could either slowly build value or just fade if it doesn't gain real traction. But here's the thing. This isn't your average altcoin. It's tied to a legacy brand, offers a real-world perks, and has a staking system that actually pays. That's more than what most tokens in the same price range are doing right now. Still, don't forget, this is crypto, it's volatile, it moves fast, and it doesn't care if you're bullish. So do your own research, manage your risks, and don't just ape it because the logo looks cool. As for me, I do believe you actually can judge this book by its cover, knowing what he's done as a businessman that he is. He will definitely do everything to not let you down. And with that said, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment if you're holding MNSRY or thinking about it, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.